San Pedro de Atacama is a small desert town located in northern Chile, in the Antofagasta region, just north of the Tropic of Capricorn, and at altitude of about 7,900 feet or 2,400 meters above sea level. It sits at the edge of the Atacama Desert, the driest desert on Earth. San Pedro de Atacama is a tourist hub that allows travelers to use it as a base for exploring nearby valleys, salt flats also known as salares, volcanoes, and high-altitude lagoons. Despite being a tourist magnet, San Pedro still has a native population, or Atacameños, who call themselves Lican Antay, meaning inhabitants of the land. These are people who adapted to the extreme environment and who maintain their culture in many surrounding villages, preserving traditions through crafts, textiles, rituals, and if you pay close attention, you can even hear some of them speaking their native Kunsa language in town. From the town itself, you can spot the Licancabur volcano, one of the most recognizable volcanoes in the region. Licancabur rises to 19,409 feet or 5,916 meters above sea level and sits on the border between Chile and Bolivia. It is considered sacred by the local indigenous cultures. Near its summit lies one of the world's highest crater lakes. Just outside of San Pedro de Atacama, along the roadside, stand a pair of llamas unlike any others. Carved from stone and fused into a single body, they share two heads facing in opposite directions. These two-headed llamas are believed to reference the Indian duality, a concept deeply rooted in indigenous worldviews. Past and future, earth and sky, life and death, movement and stillness. They face both ways at once as a symbol of guardianship and alertness. One head watches the surroundings while the other grazes, acting as a watchful protector for the herd. They are also a representation of fertility and abundance, a powerful symbol for life in a harsh environment. One of the must-see spots is Valle del Arco Iris, or Rainbow Valley. It is located about 45 miles west, 70 kilometers west of San Pedro de Atacama, near the Rio Grande area. The valley is known for its multicolored hills formed by sedimentary layers rich in minerals such as iron, oxides, copper compounds, clays, and salts. The colors reflect different geological periods, with rocks dating back over 250 million years when the area was influenced by volcanic activity, tectonic uplift, and ancient seas. The various colors are believed to represent the following: red, iron oxides rusted in time; yellow, sulfur and volcanic minerals; green, copper and chloride traces; white, ancient salts; and brown and gray are considered sandstone and compacted sediments. The valley also contains petroglyphs, evidence of early indigenous cultures that once used this route for caravan trade between the Andes and the Pacific coast. Within the Valle de Arco Iris, we found the Cascada Seca, or dry waterfall. This rock's face was carved by flowing water millions of years ago during a period when the Atacama was far wetter than it is today. It is believed that over time, tectonic uplift and extreme aridity caused the water to disappear, freezing the waterfall in stone. If you look closely, you can see the remnants of the waterfall. This can truly be described as the desert that remembers water, even when none remains. Within the Cascada Seca, you can explore various walkthroughs which are narrow and sloped. As you move through the formation, the rock feels like someone created a sculpture out of it. Another must-see spot is Valley of Mars, Valley of Death, also known as Valle de Marte or Valle de la Muerte. This valley is located just a few kilometers west of San Pedro within the Cordillera de la Sal, or the Salt Cordillera. It is characterized by steep dunes, sharp ridges, and hardened salt and clay formations shaped by erosion from wind and railwater flow. The valley's name comes from its extreme aridity and lack of vegetation. Temperatures can be intense during the day and the terrain is considered unstable in parts. Its geological formation is the result of tectonic compression and salt uplift, giving the valley its dramatic folded appearance. This is a popular place for people to sandboard in the sand dune. We skipped that and instead walked uphill, or up dune as it may, about 1.5 miles, 2.5 kilometers, up to the Mirador to let the surroundings sink in. From the Mirador we could see some small salt flats and parts of Valle de la Luna, or Valley of the Moon, which is its neighboring landscape of sculptured salt ridges and mountain dunes carved by the wind with time. After Mars and the Moon, it is a quick drive to Laguna Tebenquiche, which lies within the Ojos del Salar, or the Eyes of the Salar. This lagoon is south of San Pedro de Atacama at an altitude of about 7,550 feet or 2,300 meters above sea level. It is a shallow, hypersaline lagoon, meaning its salinity is higher than seawater. The lagoon is home to extremophile microorganisms which thrive in high salinity, strong UV radiation, and low oxygen conditions. These microorganisms are studied because they resemble early life forms that existed on Earth 3.8 billion of years ago. It is believed these microorganisms are the ones that gave rise to life on Earth. During the summer, you see more salt, and during the winter months, more water. That is because during the hot months, salt rises to the surface at Laguna Tebenquiche through a process driven by evaporation, leaving the salt behind. A more remote place is Piedras Rojas, or Red Rocks, which is part of the Aguascalientes salt system located in the National Reserve Flamencos, or Flamingos, about 100 miles, 160 kilometers southeast of San Pedro de Atacama, at an elevation of approximately 13,800 feet or 4,200 meters above sea level. The area gets its name from the iron-rich volcanic rocks that oxidize and turn deep red over time. Within the site, you can visit the Salar del Carmen with contrasting turquoise lagoons created by mineral-rich meltwater and evaporation. The vegetation is sparse, but surprisingly, you still come across guanacos, the wildest siblings of domesticated llamas, along with their other wild cousins, the vicuñas. From the Salar and the Mirador Aguascalientes, you can observe 3 volcanoes, often referred to as the Tres Incas or the 3 Incas, Miñiques, Miscante, and Tuyactu. Although this is not an official geological name, it is memorable because they stand together like iconic sentinels over the Altiplano lagoons and red stone landscapes, each with its own uniqueness. Volcán Miñiques, a conical volcano, rises above 19,300 feet, 5,900 meters, and it is the most recognizable of the 3 volcanoes in the area. Miñiques has a colorful personality. On one side, it displays reddish and orange tones from iron-rich volcanic rocks, and on the other side, it displays gray, black, and darker tones from lava flows. The difference in colors is attributed to different eruption phases, prevailing winds, and erosion patterns, and also from sun exposure changing how fast minerals oxidize and fade. The second one, Cerro Miscanti, although called Cerro and not volcano, it is an actual volcano, albeit dormant. It is slightly lower and broader than Miñiques. It reaches approximately 18,400 feet, 5,600 meters in height. Rather than having a sharp cone, it spreads across the Altiplano. It is almost as if Miscanti compensates in width what Miñiques asserts in height. And then Cerro Tuyactu is almost the same height as Miscanti and sits slightly apart from the other 2. Although not as dramatic in shape, it is essential to the landscape of the area. The contrast of the deep rocks, the turquoise lagoon, and the surrounding volcanoes, each with its own shape and colors, make the experience at Piedras Rojas magical. In general, San Pedro de Atacama is not defined by a single landscape, but by a constellation of extremes. It is a place where the desert remembers water, where salt rises from the ground, where volcanoes stand sacred and still, and where life, in its most important resilient forms, continues to adapt. As we left San Pedro de Atacama, we left the tropics, crossing the Tropic of Capricorn, approximately located 23 degrees south of the equator. We hope you have enjoyed a taste of this incredible place in a small, yet grandiose part of Chile.